What's up, people? We are back with more Fault Milestone 1. In the previous video, some random stalker girl wanted to give us a tour around town, and we're kind of debating on whether we should or not. So, yeah, let's continue. We should take her up on her offer, Ritona. We need a guide, and she seems tame enough. I concur on the lack of malintent, but there's a subtle lack of everything in general. I can't sense anything from her. No happiness, no anger, no sadness, nothing. Huh? What do you propose, milady? Ba-dump, ba-dump. I say we take her up on her offer, because really, we still need a guide. Besides, we have to find our settlement stones before anything else. Very well. However, if she initiates a suspicious line of inquiry that's too intrusive, we agree to leave her company. Does that include our names too? Realistically speaking, I don't think using pseudonyms would be feasible, especially if we fail to respond to them. We should use our first names and make no mention of our surnames. Agreed. Is everything okay? Do you two need more time? Oh, sorry about that. Rune? It's Rune, right? Yes, it is. But I'd really appreciate it if you didn't say it out loud so much. I mean, it's a silly name, isn't it? I don't think it is. But if you don't want us to call you by Rune, then what name would you prefer? What name would I... I'm sorry. Please just call me Rune. Then it's settled. Rune it is. Milady. We've heard that joke already. Come on, Rune. Let's get the tour started. Sure thing. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me at any time. Tee. She has such a stunning smile, and she looks so elegant too. I wonder if we're the same age. Everybody else is smiling except Ritona. Your name's Selphine? Wow, that's such a pretty sounding name. Thank you, Rune. To be honest, I've always been quite fond of it, so please say it as much as you like. I never knew outsiders had such pretty names. So, what's your name? My name is Ritona. I apologize for glaring at you earlier. It was quite rude of me, and I shouldn't have reacted as I did. Please, there's no need to apologize. If anything, I got what I deserved. Selphine's friend is really pretty too. Is she lesbian? Is this already where we're going? What's the matter, Rune? It's nothing. I was just taken aback by how beautiful you both are. Hello? Super Creeper, stop saying stuff that'll make them feel uncomfortable around you. Thank you for the compliment, but I think you're quite beautiful yourself, Rune. More so than myself. No way! There's no way I'm more beautiful than you, Miss Selphine. No way, no how! Don't be silly, Rune. She's very beautiful, isn't she, Ritona? Personally, I would prefer it if you didn't put me on the spot. While I'm still on the spot, I should mention that we're in need of a few things, Miss Rune. Oh, right. You were still looking for something you couldn't find in that pawn shop, right? Wait, you were at the pawn shop that we just left? Well, yes, I was. I overheard your conversation with the owner. I didn't mean to eavesdrop, but there was nobody else around at the time, and I thought it wouldn't hurt to tune in a little. I really can't sense anything problematic from her. She's so expressive, but this hollow emptiness of hers troubles me. So, what exactly are you two looking for? If you can describe it, I can help you find it. Oh, certainly. We're in need of a few supplies for the long trek back to our homeland. We need a map, canteens, a sufficient supply of water, cured meat, Wow, you really need all that just to get back home, huh? Well, you're in luck, because I know where to get all that stuff. We'll stop by a few shops that carry the best of the best. Let's go. But, but, but we need sediment stones and clothes first. Ritona, what are you waiting for? Hurry up before you get left behind. What? They're leaving without me? I can't believe we got all the supplies we needed. And we kept well within our budget. We have more than 300 gallows left to spend. You got it all at a discount because you're with me. Believe it or not, the people around here treat me unusually well. Is she like a special person or something to the city? Because there's no way every single customer gets a discount, right? Because then it's not really a discount if everyone gets it. Then it's just the regular price. And you usually haggle outsiders anyway, like you up the price again for outsiders. Like, for example, if you were to go to Asia, right? And you would want to buy shoes at a local market. They're gonna like double the price because you don't know shit about the price rates around the area, right? So that's usually how it goes, at least with tourists and outsiders and whatnot. Alright, so if there's anything else you needed, just let me know and they'll take care of it for us at a discount. Are you sure, Rune? You're not busy with anything today? Not at all. In fact, this is my day off from work, so timing couldn't be any better. Besides, I was the one who wanted to take you two out for a tour of the city. I think we have the supplies covered. Is there anything else we need, Ritona? Yes there is. What's missing? The two things that still require our immediate attention. Huh? Oh, she forgot already. We haven't covered the sediment stones or located a boutique for clothes. Hee hee. At least we've narrowed it down. Rune. Yes, Miss Ritona? Are there any shops in the city that sell sediment stones? Sediment stones? We're going to need them now more than ever, given the lack of mana lines within the crust of this continent. Well, I do know where they sell them, but I'm not sure they'd sell those to just anybody, even if you are with me. Sure, I know the person who sells them, but he's still very selective. I mean, they do fetch for a pretty high price. That won't be an issue. Just tell me where to find the store, and we'll handle the rest. Ritona's right, Rune. You've helped us out so much already, but I can't help but feel awful. It feels like all we've done is take advantage of you. If that's how you really feel, then I suppose I'll have to take you both there myself. Huh? Question mark? Good day to you all. What a sight of sore eyes. I haven't seen such a beautiful trio in years. Good day to you. Good day to you, Missy. What can I do for you on this fine afternoon? Well, I need to speak to the owner of this establishment. You do you? As much as I'd love to oblige you, I must ask about any inquiries involving the owner. Oh, well, you know. Whatever needed discussing, Rune chose not to share her reasoning. Rather, she whispered in the clerk's ear. And suddenly, Master Zephitz? Have mercy, please. I'll get that good-for-nothing right this second. See, she's like really important. But she just don't wanna throw it in Selphine's and Ritona's faces. The clerk paled, jerking his head away from Rune, and dashed back into the storeroom. Huh? I apologize for the hold-up. If that good-for-nothing clerk of mine was being sassy to you in any way, I'll... Please, that won't be necessary. He wasn't sassy in the least. He was very loyal and receptive, if anything. I thought Master Zephitz would have at least given us prior notice of your arrival. If he had, I would have... Aren't you Master Zephitz? The owner's gaze appeared to scan every inch of Rune's face deeply. Oh, I'm here because he needs something specific. Specific? Did Master Sevit send you here to conduct a surprise inspection for something specific? What is wrong with this man? He's gone off on a tangent with the utterance of a single word. I'm not here to do anything like that. Accuse, deny, repeat. Does it have an end? I understand now. You two are the ones who have business with me. We apologize for causing this confusing chain of events, but we really do require your assistance. No apology is necessary, miss. Why, any friend of Master Sevit's is a friend of mine, and all my friends are fellow merchants, so you are too. Merchants? Us? Oh, right, Miss Ritona. You are looking for 2 Class 4 cuts of sediment stones, correct? You need 2 sediment stones, do you? Very well. I believe I have the desired Class 4 cuts of sediment stones somewhere in the storage. They've always been evaluated at a fair price against the current market value. You, go have the guard release the locks on the storage unit A. Understood. While we wait for him to retrieve the sediment stones, why don't you 3 join me in my personal lounge? Your personal lounge? That sounds a little bit creepy. Come join my dungeon, girls. Please, I must insist that you all be treated to an experience of leisure and relaxation within my establishment. It's the least I can do. Okay then. Ritona, is it me or does it feel like a simple errand just turned into a complicated chore? Yeah. I do apologize for the relatively long wait. You'll find the finest cuts of Class 4 sediment stones in this case. Oh, look at those beautiful things. I thought it may be to your benefit if I brought out cuts of Class 1 and on too. They each have their own separate cases. Do take your time. Thank you, sir. These are beautiful, well-crafted cases, but it's hard to believe they're so valuable. What do you think of these stones, Miss Ritona? I don't believe this. I can't tell or determine their class, even if they're sediment stones, with my diminished mana dowsing abilities. Sediment describes 2 subtypes of stone used by mana crafters. One is normally impervious stones which have slowly siphoned trace amounts of mana from underground. These are called natural sediments. Natural sediments appear no different from common stone, but are capable of siphoning all subtypes of mana, including purified mana. The other is an augmented variant of natural sediment stone, which store and replenish mana. They'll hold certain volumes of specific mana subtypes, which make them ideal for casting mana crafting. Thus, they're referred to as crafter sediments. When mana crafters refer to sediment stones, they usually mean the latter. The classes of crafter stones, sediment stones refer to the degree of mana purity retention. While they can retain all subtypes of mana, a conflict among the other subtypes may arise based on the affinity of the natural sediment stone. For example, a well-balanced natural sediment stone that is augmented into a crafted sediment stone will hold pyromana without conflicting with any other mana subtypes. These are Class 1 stones. However, low-class stones can pollute their contents, changing the subtype of stored mana, thus making the store unfit for precision crafting. For example, an aqua mana stored in a Terra-aligned stone could become polluted and turn into Terra mana over time. The longer the natural sediment stones is within an aligned mana stream, the greater its affinity with certain mana subtypes, which means that the augmentation process and quality of a natural sediment stone determines its class, also affecting its chance of affinity alteration of stored mana. However, the lower the class of a sediment stone, the more difficult it is for a mana crafter to utilize. In Rughzenhaide, Class 1 sediment stones are stored to their maximum capacities with purified mana for authentication before distribution. The non-elemental affiliation of purified mana proves useful in this aspect, as any affinity alteration will immediately become evident when stored into a sediment stone. This is the standard practice of identifying the quality and cuts of sediment stones. This case containing Class 1 sediment stones are the easiest to identify, as the purified mana stored within emits a translucent glow to the naked eye. However, these Class 1 sediment stones display a slight tinge of affinity alteration. I would have designated these as Class 2 sediment stones. Enough of the hypothetical prattle. I am not the proprietor here, but I can't help but feel as if these clumps of dirt do nothing but soil the fine linen and interior of the cases which contain them. It's comedic, in fact. It's almost as if this proprietor had the local children fill these fine cases with every stone and dirt clump they could find. The only discernible sediment stone is this Class 3 sediment stone. This appears to be the only true Class 3 sediment stone amongst the rest of this rubble. You have a keen eye for quality, young lady. I would expect nothing less from an acquaintance of Master Zevitz. This is definitely a Class 3 sediment stone, and yet there's something peculiar about the cut of it. The basic augmentation process, which transforms a natural sediment stone into a crafter sediment stone, adds protective properties which prevent seepage. Augmenters always incorporate a seal of some sort into their sediment stones as the final step, but this particular stone doesn't appear to have that standard seal. Yet no seepage is occurring either. Wow, Miss Ritona, color me impressed. I didn't know you could tell sediment stones apart just by looking at them. Well, I suppose I can, but to a certain degree. Sir, what is the price of this cut? Oh, the price! How silly of me. Here it is. Beg pardon? So many numbers. Is this what they call highway robbery? You think so, Miss Selphine? It's actually the standard asking price for a Class 3 sediment stone. Again, I do feel that these sediment stones have been fairly evaluated and priced. The pawn shop proprietor wasn't speaking in jest. He really can't afford to carry anything around with this absurd of an asking price. This Class 2 sediment stone is just like... The lack of a standard seal is evident here too, and on the Class 3 and Class 4. What kind of augmentation process did these undergo? Is there something amiss, young lady? Well, I'm just at a loss for words to describe the strange treatment these sediment stones underwent. How should I explain it? I'm not sure. I fully understand why these sediment stones lack the standard seals from the augmentation process. Why are they so complex? Without the standard seals, weak as they are, crafted sediment stones cannot store any mana subtype. Some augmenters intentionally incorporate unconventional seals, but I don't think that's the case here. May I presume that the young lady is very invested in these sediment stones? Miss Selphine? These are the newest prototype sediment stones created from the latest compressor available on the market. The mana compression rate is double that of anything commercially available, making them ideal when you need to store mana on the go. And it's Class 3. I understand your concerns regarding the complexities of these particular seals. However, lower price means lower cut quality, making it more difficult to remove the seal. Mind you, these prototypes were designed with normal Cadians in mind. Why should we be bound by their standard seals? Young lady, you wouldn't be using this sediment stone for anything other than sheer amusement within a conventional compressor, would you? Of course not. What's the matter? Could you tell me what a compressor is? I beg your pardon? A compressor is a device that siphons mana from the mana stream and stores them within these very sediment stones. Device? You're telling me these devices created the unusual seals on all these sediment stones? Why yes, these devices did indeed. Then these sediment stones weren't imbued by the purified mana of mana crafters? Ritona! Oh my! Gosh, Miss Selphine, you never told me Miss Ritona was a comedian. Sure. That was a very good joke indeed. I couldn't even tell it was a joke. Your deadpan is flawless. Why, my humble establishment has no need for crafter sediment stones. The price would be astronomical. And you know what they say about mana crafters these days. Their depravity knows no limit. I couldn't agree with you more. I never thought the master had such comedic acquaintances. Without your interjection, I'm afraid I would have taken the joke seriously. What master is he referring to? Oh no! Eek! What's happening? I forgot we had another errand to run. What? But Miss Rune, what about our transaction? I'm so sorry, but this one errand we cannot afford to skip over. Have a good day. Good? Just a moment, Miss Rune. What the hell just happened? What? Phew. What was that all about, Rune? That's the second time you scared me half to death today. I apologize for the unplanned escape, but the proprietor was starting to see through Miss Ritona's facade. Excuse me? Oh, it's nothing, Miss Selphine. I just have a tendency to think out loud on too many occasions. Rune knows what Ritona and Selphine are. Like, why else would she protect them, right? If she thinks that the proprietor was about to figure out that Ritona is a mana crafter. But surely, there must have been a better method to conclude the transaction without interrupting it entirely. That proprietor may never meet with us again. I suppose that's a possibility. I'm sorry, Miss Ritona. I've never been good at handling that sort of situation. So, essentially, you're inflexible when it comes to conveying messages. You're the most peculiar person I've ever met. I can only hope that you mean it in a positive way. I still can't believe how expensive a single class 3 sediment stone is. We couldn't afford it even with the money we started with. Well, I suppose I could have. I apologize, Miss Selphine. I should have asked how much they were charging for sediment stones before we went to retrieve them. Please don't be sorry, Rune. It's not your fault that we can't afford them. If anything, we owe you for helping guide us around Cadia all day. Milady is correct. I understand why you did what you did, and we are grateful for your assistance thus far. Yes, but that doesn't mean that doesn't help you with your sediment stone problem. You might not be able to get them here with the standard asking price being what it is. The proprietor's prices are actually at Cadia's current market value for sediment stones. Are you certain of this? Please say no. In that case, I can only hope that Selphine and I never become separated. Sediment stones aside, I have a very important question for you, Rune. Yes? Do you possess some sort of celebrity status here in Cadia? I can't help but notice everywhere we go, everybody seems to know your name. Really? Indeed, everyone we've encountered thus far has regarded you with incredible respect from the moment they see you. Are you some sort of royalty, Rune? Of course not. It's just my line of work in Cadia is pretty peculiar, and unfortunately, I can't really share the details. The people we've run into so far just happen to know about the nature of my work. That's all. So it's private, but everybody knows and treats you unusually well. Do you work at the brothel? You've got it all wrong, Miss Selphine. How could you even come to that conclusion? Well, you said it's a peculiar job, right? That's the only conclusion that can be reached. Oh, Selphine. Miss Ritona, are you okay? I'm fine. I'm choking on my own saliva. You came to that conclusion with that one word? I think you're taking it a little too literally, Miss Selphine. It doesn't matter what her job is. It's late now. That reminds me, you wanted to know more about life on the outside, right, Rune? Lady, you wouldn't. But we're not done shopping for your supplies yet. We'll skip the sediment stones for now and head to a boutique next before dinner. We can talk all about the outside during dinner. That is, of course, if you'd like to dine with us tonight, We'd love to have her for dinner, right, Ritona? Have her for dinner, milady? Are you serious? I'd love to, but I wouldn't want to impose any more than I already have. Impose, schmimpose. You kept your end of the bargain, so we'll keep ours. That's what friends do for each other. What? Come on, you two. Let's get going to a boutique. What? Understood, milady. Friends? Oh, look at her tear up. I've never had friends before. We're here. A wooden signboard stood outside the door leading into its boutique. It reads, Crowley's Apparel. Gone to get smashed. Gone to get smashed, huh? That's some honesty. Gone to get smashed. That's the best sign ever to put on the front of your store. Just like, I'm out for 5 minutes. Gone to get smashed. I couldn't agree more. It's almost as if they want to turn potential clients away. It's not too late in the day, but we've already gone and closed up. How curious. I'm so sorry. We should have started out our shopping spree here first. I agree. The unwanted attention we attracted during the entire course of the day was unbearable. Our attires really are too foreign for the locale. We should have known. No one else here was wearing a cloak. And why should they? Cloaks and their specific dye are status symbols. For example, mana crafters wear black cloaks. My outfit identifies me as a royal guardian. It's the most formal attire for any servant may be entrusted. Selphine's peach-colored gown does nothing but exacerbate our eye-catching predicament. Her appearance is exactly that of a princess's after all. I think I'll be okay for one night, Ritona. After we find some lodging for the night, I can always scrub away the dirt and dust. Restoring our clothes to pristine condition is important, but I would like nothing more than a hot bath. I would like nothing more than to part with the stench of this soil. Well, since this shopping trip's been put on hold, shall we find you some lodging? No, let's find somewhere to eat first. Is there any place we can eat that's nearby, Rune? Yay! Yay? I've never seen you so excited over a simple meal, milady. Of course I'm excited. I'll get to try a whole new, different cuisine. I want to ask her how she could be in any way enthusiastic about being swept away from her homeland, but I restrain myself. If she can forget even for a moment about the misery of seeing Rughzenhaide be burned to the ground, why take it from her? Why take it from her now when Selphine will be haunted by those memories again tonight? The memory of our people falling to the blades of those shadow soldiers. If it wasn't for Rune, Selphine and I may have done nothing but brood over the loss of our homeland. Selphine wouldn't be as cheerful as she is now. I am indebted to Rune for helping us take our minds off of Rughzenhaide. Your gelato looks delicious, Rune. It does? Well, it tastes pretty delicious too. And it's cool to touch too. Oh, and it's red. Does the color affect the flavor? Milady, Rune, why are you both spoiling your appetites before supper? They were enjoying a pair of popsicles they procured from a vendor we encountered on our way down to a stone-paved street. With a few gallows to spare, Selphine bought herself a custard popsicle, and Rune a strawberry popsicle. Because we're hungry now, Ritona. Indeed, milady. I just hope there are places to eat around here. Now that you're done snacking, let us locate a real restaurant. Good call. I'm still starving for real food. What did you two have in mind? Some place that serves something piping hot and cooked. Well, if that's your only preference, then... Rune is still a mystery to me. What's more mysterious is that I've become relaxed around her. It's uncharacteristic of me, even. We spent the whole day with her, but I still haven't detected even the slightest trace of malice from her. Ack! Eek! Oh, I dropped my popsicle! Aww! She's crying. Is this suspicious clumsiness of hers all just an act? I don't want to believe it is. I don't even want to think anybody would ever go that far. But I couldn't help it. Is everything okay, Miss Ritona? You look troubled. Oh, it's nothing, but forgive me. Forgive you? What's there to forgive, Miss Ritona? Why, good evening, ladies. A solicitor cut our conversation short with his greeting. There's a great discount going on all week down at Eyvel's Tavern. Stop by and give the grub a go. Eyvel's Tavern, eh? Yep. Eyvel's Tavern is located near the edge of the city and has been a local favorite here in Cadia. Tavern. Okay, she's trying to get us drunk. If memory serves, that's an antiquated term for lounge. That's right, missy, and we've got a brand new brew to boot. We've got a promotion on to celebrate 30% off everything on the menu. Did you hear that, Ritona? 30% off everything. 30%! That's an alluring incentive. I never thought I'd hear Selphine's voice reach an ecstatic volume over the prospect of practicing frugality. While it may be enticing to leap on that, it's not a prerogative that our funds may remain whole. We wouldn't be able to afford a single settlement stone in any case, so we would at least like to treat you to a more reputable establishment, Rune. That's awfully kind of you, Miss Ritona. I guess we could go somewhere else. If you ladies ever change your mind, please, take this. The solicitor handed Rune a scrap of paper. For those beautiful ladies out there, present this to your server to receive an additional 20% off everything on the menu. Let's go to the tavern. But, milady, we cannot compromise quality over cost, even if everything is 50% off. How could Selphine ever contemplate the joy of the cheap eats when she only knew the finest things growing up? The food may be foreign, but I don't remember you ever acting this excited when you were younger, milady. Wow, Miss Ritona, you sound like her mother when you say stuff like that. Let's go to the tavern! Look at her face. Miss Selphine sounds like she's dying to get going. Would you at least like to check out the establishment before deciding? I can take you to there. I suppose a peek wouldn't hurt. I'm tired of trying to figure out the cause of Selphine's excitement anyways. Whatever can help keep her mind off of Rughzenhaide is welcome to me. Rune led us down a narrow road to a street lined with dark, dilapidated, and dreary buildings. It was a far cry from the clean central district we traversed earlier. The shadows around every corner provided effective cover for opportunistic thieves. I wouldn't want to enter any alleyways or narrow roads along the street. I cannot help but shake this feeling of danger in this damp, unsettling atmosphere. Wow, this part of town sure feels pretty interesting, Rune. I'll say, Miss Selphine, it's got its own personality, that's for sure. Rune proceeded to walk out ahead of us. Milady, are you absolutely certain that you want to have supper in a tavern of this seedy of a street? What's seedy about it? What isn't seedy? Don't you feel the danger that's lurking around every corner and alleyway? I had no idea you felt that way, Ritona. Personally, so long as I'm with you, I've got nothing to fear. What's wrong, Ritona? It's nothing. I just thought I may be helpful for you to exercise some caution as well. We'll be fine, you worrywart. Do you really think Rune would take us somewhere dangerous? Maybe. This could all be just part of her elaborate plan, right? Make us feel comfortable with her for the entire day, and at the end of the day, bam, that's when she strikes. Because that's when we least expected, right? Besides, I have you here to defend me, my royal guardian. We'll be safe and sound with your skills. Silly Selphine. After another 10 minutes along that disquieting street, we reached our destination, an illogically large building. We're here now. This is the one and only Eyvel's Tavern. Rune went inside before us, and we slowly followed. Holy crap! It's like built around a tree. That's awesome. Oh my! Ritona! Look at that, Ritona! It's ginormous! Fictive words aside, I must concur. I was awestruck. Eyvel's Tavern. Well, one of the three most memorable features may be the sheer size of the building. The fragrance of meats cooking over charcoal and the perfume of smoldering wood chips may contend for a close second or third. Hey, Ritona! Ritona! What's all this stuff on the floor? Selphine squatted down and inched her head near the floor for a closer look at the material we stood upon. The floor was caked in a thick layer of sawdust, with innumerable walnut shells scattered about the entire floor of the tavern. I couldn't identify the original flooring under the sawdust. Hey, look over there! That's pretty big, right? Rune jabbed her finger out, pointing it towards the center of the room. Big? Gargantuan, more like. The interior of the tavern was immense, to say the least. It was 3 stories tall and featured a circumventual view of the ground floor, like the audience seats of ancient arenas. In the center of the tavern stood a giant living tree, which a spiral staircase leading up to the 3rd floor was built around. That's pretty damn awesome. Clearly, the tree was the main focal point during the tavern's designing stage. I just have to ask, Rune, that tree is real, right? Upon closer inspection, the giant tree shot well beyond the ceiling of the 3rd floor, leading me to presume that the tree's canopy is acting as the tavern's roof. My presumption is supported by the moonlight shooting through the many gaps in the tree's canopy. It is indeed. In fact, this tree was always meant to be the heart of Eyvel's Tavern, even through the entire construction phase. It's incredible, Rune! I'm actually at a loss for words right now. Isn't it incredible, Ritona? I am curious as to how everything underneath the canopy manages to remain dry during a rainstorm. The walls were linened with cask upon cask of ale and brew, all stacked atop each other. If they were ever to stack them all in a single column, it'd shoot straight out of the tree canopy. Do those walls of casks serve a purpose or something? I'm at an utter loss. Nothing in this tavern makes sense, to me at least. You could say that it's one of Cadia's main attractions. Those casks aren't just for decorations. They're there to be filled and sold. You see, Eyvel's Tavern is responsible for 60% of all alcohol production in Sector 3. So, Eyvel's a brewery? Yes. Those walls of cast separate the brewery from the tavern, keeping everything nice and neat. Interesting. A brewery, huh? Listen up, my fellow drunkards! A voice shouted out from above, resounding through the entire tavern. For the first time since we entered, Eyvel was dead silent. Looking upward, I saw a man leaning against the rail on the spiral staircase near the platform to the second floor, his glass raised. I got canned from the good old grind today, and good riddance. I'll never have to look at my boss man's ugly mug ever again. This calls for a celebration, my fellows. Drinks! Drinks all around. Good old Hertzswan's gonna put a drink in all your glasses. The joyous commotion that filled the room following the gentleman's offer was unbearably loud. Wait a second. Ain't the boss man he's talking about this old man? That's my old man, alright. And boy, does he have an ugly mug. How many times has it been now, Hertzswan? I bet 100 gallows that you're gonna go running home tomorrow or the day after. Bite me, buddy. There's no way I'm going back to look at that old coot's ugly mug. I don't care what you do, Hertzy. The more you leave work, the more free booze we get. No problem. I'll go get some more booze, but I'm gonna need a job first. Hold on just a bloody second here. How the hell are you gonna be paying for all the booze if you've been let go? Put it on my tab like you always do, you cranky old bastard. I know. I'll be your new dishwasher for the next month. That's the spirit, Hersey. You're one hell of a generous gent. You bet your pretty little face I am, missy. You're quite a looker, actually. Won't you marry me? Heck no, Hersey. The gentleman found himself in the middle of a hysterical storm, at his own expense, of course. Aw, to heck with marriage. Bottoms up, everyone! My, does he enjoy overstressing everything he says. But his hearty shout inspired everyone in the room, of age or underage, to drink to his misery. Yeah, Eyvel's tavern really is overwhelming. I did mention that before, didn't I? The crowd here can be a little restless, so if this sort of restaurant doesn't sit well with you two, then agreed. I'm already accustomed to the hustle and bustle of this tavern, but I don't know how receptive Selphine is to this display of crassness. I'd rather be on the safe side and find a quieter place to eat. I know she loves it. I love it! You do? Uh-oh, Selphine's got that spectacular sparkle in her eyes again. Ritona, can we please eat here? I love how unique and fun the people are at this tavern. But milady, if anything were to happen to you here, Oh, waiter! Mr. Waiter, could we please get a table for 3? Selphine was ushered off by a waiter in the blink of an eye. Sure thing, missy. I've got my hands full at the moment, so please feel free to seat yourself at an open table or something. Okay, mister. Whee! Milady! Wait! Milady! Wait! So, we are gonna eat here then? Are you sure, Miss Selphine? Well, I think we're gonna end the video here. It was a pretty long one, but holy crap. This tavern is fucking amazing, man. Holy crap. Oh god, I cannot wait what's gonna happen in the next video, but I'll see you then. So yeah, I want to thank you guys so very much for watching. Please like and subscribe for more, and all bottoms up to old Hertzswan or whatever the fuck his name was. See you tomorrow. Peace!